Good morning, this is Kim Bellissimo and welcome to Pajamas and Pancakes. And today my kids don't have school, and so it is a holiday, and people all around the world are actually fasting today, and they are praying today. And today is a great day to wear white. And white calls in those higher frequencies and the higher vibrations. And so we're going to talk a little bit about intermittent fasting, and also, since it is Paleo week, my kids are not going to be fasting today, but this way you can incorporate even some intermittent fasting. It's very simple to do, and it's amazing for your health. So let's just call in all of that white frequency, all that vibration, and be filled with higher frequencies today, and continue to let go and hand over anything that you want to release. It's the perfect day to do it while collective people are in that mindset, so you can take advantage of it. So today we are doing several things. We're going to start with an elixir, and of course my elixirs are, we're going to be doing a turmeric elixir. And turmeric is fabulous because turmeric, we have right here turmeric, coconut milk, we have a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of maple syrup, and this is unsweetened coconut milk, and we'll add some coconut oil to that. And then we're going to do a sweet potato cake. So it's with eggs, sweet potato, little parsley, and you can add green onion. And we're also going to go full paleo with a chili crock pot. And there will be no beans in the chili, and we'll have that then for dinner. We're gonna start though with water. And I know a lot of people are just drinking water today for 24 hours. And I would recommend, especially if you start to do intermittent fasting, if you can, add a little bit of Himalayan salt. Just, like a pinch. Now this is such an amazing trick and then you can charge your water. So just have an intention in the water that this water is of the highest vibration and that it cares for me. And so as you place your intention in the water, now you drink it. So a great way to, good morning, welcome. We are talking about intermittent fasting today. As we continue with our Paleo week, a lot of people today are in prayer, a lot of people are fasting all around the world, and so today is a great day to wear white, to attract those higher vibrations. And so my kids are off school, so I was talking about how to set water. Now, doing intermittent fasting, if you're drinking water, add just a little bit of Himalayan salt. Why that's so good is because we have to watch our electrolytes. If your kids play sports, put a little bit of salt in their water. And you can feel it. Like when I start to dip and drop, my glycemic levels are going down. And when you just drink a bit of water with salt in it, you will feel the salts will boost you. And you can also do cell salts, are fabulous. And so I was dipped there for a few days, and now with salt, I forgot to put salt in my water. So cheers. This is my second glass of water today. And today we are going to make a turmeric drink. We are going to have a sweet potato cake. And for dinner, we are making a chili. And even if you're fasting, I've been on this strict regimen for 2 weeks and been doing a powder. I've been cooking all this food, haven't tried one bite, but it is good to just really give great energy and vibrations to the food. So we're going to start with our turmeric drink. And for the turmeric drink, and as you know, we're cooking this, what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 cups of unsweetened coconut milk. And coconut milk is excellent for you. It has the right fats that you need, and it's a great paleo thing. Then we're going to add just like a teaspoon, and we're going to add nutmeg. Somebody's trying to call, clients. We're going to add nutmeg to this. So it's turmeric, coconut milk, and nutmeg. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stir it. And you want to turn it on so that it just goes to a simmer. And now we're going to add to a little bit of pepper here. Like, we just need to smash the pepper a bit. Let me just get my little martaducci, my little hammer, if I have my martaducci. I don't think so. We're just going to smash these peppercorns a bit. And we're going to strain it afterward. So this is just for flavor, just for taste. And let me just get my whisk too to kind of whisk this around. And but the turmeric is excellent for inflammation. Turmeric is excellent for you know, respiratory. It's incredible for all kinds of things. It's great for your brain too, to wake your brain up. So it's good for, you know, the inflammation in the brain. So when you can't think, when you can't quite with it, I'd like that they sell more turmeric in coffee shops, because people driving around are so aggro that the turmeric actually will help you get in your body and relax. That inflammation, think about it. When we have inflammation, we're filled with red energy, and it's very hard, you know, to be calm and grounded. So thank you for joining me this morning. This morning's elixir, first and foremost, is water with salt. If you can drink Himalayan salt, I would not use like the ionized salt, the Morton salt. Get a good sea salt or get Himalayan salt, and then what we're doing is, this is such a great drink also to do to relax at night. If you want to do this turmeric coconut milk, and we're going to add a little sweetener in here at the end. And the turmeric is a little chunky, but that's fine because we're going to strain it into a bowl. And so it's starting to simmer here. It's so good for you. You will feel nourished, and it gives you a little bit of, if you have a sweet tooth on paleo, you can do maple syrup. And you can lose, if you're looking to lose 5 pounds, paleo is great. And I want you to let me know how things taste. If you're allergic to something, if, you know, like, really check in with your body. I always check in with my body before I eat something. And I don't just do one diet. We're going to do genotype. We're going to do the A-type blood diet. I mean, when you learn about these different things, then, you know, some days I can eat certain things and other days I can't, because I'm asking my body. So lots of good intentions today, lots of, you know, setting things at very high vibration, that everything, this food, our interactions, our conversations is of the highest vibration. It is of goodness. And we want to call in that goodness today. While so many people are letting go, you know, in prayer all over the world for Yom Kippur, and, you know, even though we are eating today, or some people are, but if you are fasting, you know, it is a good time to do that, because so many people are doing it together. Now, this is just simmering a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup to this, actually, and I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. And look at it, creates just this golden milk. This is golden milk. And all right, so I'm gonna get a bowl. We're gonna strain this and see how this is. So I can take my time today. I am not rushing around since my kids are not in school. All right, so straining it, you strain, there's some ginger in here also. So here we go. Now we're gonna put this in a cup so you can see it and have a little taste and see what this tastes like. Some people, you can use powdered ginger, or you can use actually just grated ginger. So cheers, and we are going to set this. I always set my drinks at the highest health for all of us, that we care for ourselves, that we care for others. Oh my God, it's so good. It is rich and it tastes so good. So when you set it, then you drink it and you're filled with it. You're filling yourself up with it. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to actually use the sweet potatoes. And so this is about 1 pound of sweet potatoes. We're making sweet potato cakes. We're just gonna add it to the pan. And we're gonna add some water to it. And we're going to let it actually steam for about 5 to 8 minutes. So I am going to change burners over here just a little bit. And this is gonna steam while we make some other things. And let me turn this burner on. So I don't know how many of you have done intermittent fasting, but it is the best thing for your health. And I would suggest to go slow. There's several intermittent fasting ways you can do it. And I'm just gonna let this heat up while we talk. So there's the 36-hour one, which I would recommend just building up to, and you really don't need to. I do the easiest one, and this is a great way. If you do it once a week, if you do it twice a week, you can clear a lot of health problems. So what I would do is at 7 o'clock at night, that's when I eat a very small meal, maybe 500 calories, some protein, a little bit of vegetables, and then the next day I wait 16 hours, like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and I eat another small meal, maybe just some protein, some vegetables again, maybe 500 calories. And then for lunch, just eat what you want. You do that 1 day a week, and you will feel the joints and pain. If you have pain in the body, that pain, you'll feel it relieve that pain. You will feel so much better. And it's such an easy way to drop weight. It's so easy. Some people do it twice a week. Sometimes maybe I'll do it Monday. Sometimes I'll do it Friday. And then you don't have to be on these crazy diets. And that's something simple you can do. It feels good to, this isn't hot enough. It feels good sometimes really to not overeat, to feel a little hungry. And it puts us in touch with more of how our body really feels then. If we, let me just put that there, if we can feel a little hungry. So let me know how intermittent fasting goes. I'm gonna just start to chop up this onion for our chili. Because truly, they've done studies in Japan, they've done studies all over the world. And it is amazing how people that have had diabetes, all these kind of, elements, that they disappear. So give it a try and let me know, and keep your electrolytes up. And we're gonna use some of the bacon actually in this sweet potato cake that I'm making. And I have to say, my family's doing paleo this week. However, they ate some pasta last night. So, but you know what? I figure, you just introduce things slowly, and And I think it's good to have a wide variety and eat lots of different things. But you know, paleo is wonderful, you know. And so here we go. We're gonna get the bacon. We're gonna see how this is doing. So this is just steaming. We're gonna fry up the bacon. And so the bacon then is for the sweet potatoes, and I'm gonna mix an egg with that. And then we're gonna make some cakes. And then I have my crock pot back here. I'm gonna bring in my crock pot later, but we're gonna add all of these ingredients. So I don't know if you can see it, we're gonna have chili powder. This is about 3 tablespoons of chili powder. Cumin and oregano. And with paleo, we're not going to be adding any beans, no beans with paleo. Let me just do it there. There we go. And we're going to be adding some ground beef. So thank you for joining. I was thinking maybe we could do this at a different time too. Because now my son seems to like just smoothies. But in the morning, it is a great way to actually cook dinner and get the day ready so you're up and ready to go. So welcome if you have just joined me. And today we are talking about intermittent fasting and paleo. Many people around the world are fasting today. So drink your water, add a little bit of Himalayan salt to get your electrolytes up. And you will see you won't crash today. It's you can't really taste it, but it actually gives you an amazing boost. The drink we just made, it is golden milk, which is coconut milk, turmeric. It tastes amazing. So I have all my elixirs. I'm not going to be doing tea today. I'm changing it up. And so we will see. I'm going to turn this on a bit here. Okay. Now let me just see about this. So yesterday we talked about handing it over. Handing what we want to release and let go of. People, you know, today are letting go of what has come up in their life, maybe that they don't like, or, you know, around the world they are asking for forgiveness. So we're continuing to hand over, but today I really would rather you focus on these higher vibrations coming in and through, this opening for you to be new, this opening for, you know, you to be here in a new way. And caring for our bodies in a new way. I want to teach you kind of how you test food. How do you know you're allergic to food? Especially before you eat it. A lot of people have allergies and they don't even know it. Their stomach bloats, they feel tired, their mind feels foggy. And I'm going to open this door so I don't have to turn on the fan. And that is an allergic reaction to food. So a good thing about intermittent fasting is that you can start to add food back in slowly, kind of see, you know, what food makes you feel alive, what food drops your energy. I can tell immediately when I've had something and my energy just starts to drop. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see how this is. You get a little fork, that still needs some time. And here people are fasting and we're going paleo. Full on paleo. You know what you can do? You can cook and you can freeze it. And there we go. So it's a beautiful day today. It's gorgeous out. And, you know, we're asking how can we care for ourselves? how can we better nurture ourselves? This self-care. A part of the first things we ever do is we eat. We learn to eat. And when you think about, introducing food to your baby, we would introduce a food for 1 or 2 weeks, and then we would introduce another food and see if there was an allergic reaction. And so, a lot of times now with just, TV and, our screens, we're just shoveling things in our mouth, just not real conscious of what we are putting in our mouth. So bringing awareness to it, this drink is so good. Oh my goodness, I wish you could have it. You need to make this drink. It's awesome. It's golden milk, turmeric. It's going to take all the inflammation out of the brain. So you're not angry or uptight, and or maybe give it to someone that is. Let me get a fork. If somebody's angry, say, here you go. And it's a kind gesture. Okay, so this is good. Let's see. So with the sweet potatoes, we just, need it to be where they're soft, and they are. And we're going to put these in a bowl. And let me just get a little bowl out. There we go. Oh, actually, I'm going to mash them in here. So, I know I have told you my family is not a big sweet potato thing, but there's so many recipes with sweet potatoes. I thought I would try it. And since my husband does not have great eyes, maybe he will just, eat it. We'll see. Unless he puts his glasses on. He may be able to smell it, though. He's not over his trauma with the sweet potatoes from the paternity days. Okay, so we're going to mash these up. Then we're going to add bacon to that. Okay. Let me just move this pan. Okay. Turn that down. All right. And let me just get here. Let me move this to the back. That burner was on, so that's kind of roasting. And let me just wash this off and get the bacon. Flip that bacon. Okay. And the bacon is pretty much almost done. Yeah, the bacon is done. Let me get a plate. And we can pat this dry. So I would love for you to share any paleo meals that you have. Any paleo meals that you love. I have this, there's some amazing desserts in paleo. I make this almond butter, like cacao dessert that's fabulous. Okay. Here we go. Now, I know you may see, look at how fattening all this is, but actually you're not going to gain weight on this. So that's okay. That's good. Even though it's a lot of fat, I know, maybe not great for the heart, but in balance. And it depends on your diet. It depends. Some people cannot eat bacon. A lot of people do not eat bacon. And I love the smell of it. It's good. But a lot of times I won't. So there you go. Now we're going to actually just cut up a few pieces. We're going to add it to right here. We're going to mash this up, if you can see. These are the sweet potatoes. The banana pancake I made yesterday, to die for. I could eat that banana pancake every single morning, and I felt great after it. I felt so good. So we're going to let this sit and cool a little bit, and then we're going to cut the bacon and then add the egg, and then we're going to make hot cakes and see how those hot cakes turn out. So there you go. I don't know how many people like sweet potatoes. Give me a thumbs up if you do. You know, sweet potato fries are good. That's really good. So here we go. We're just gonna let that cool. I'm gonna put this to the side. And then we're gonna cut up the bacon. And we're just gonna add it to the mixture of the sweet potatoes. This bacon is really crisp. I usually don't cook I kind of really am cooking things on a higher heat. I didn't really quite need to do that. We're gonna add the bacon to this mixture and just mix this up. Maybe I'll add a little more bacon too. Now what we're also gonna add to this mixture is a little bit, you can add green onions, but you know what, I ran out of green onions, or you can add a little bit of parsley. And there we go. So maybe a little bit more bacon. Maybe just 2 more pieces. And so today, be thinking of calling in the white. Let me know what happens when you fill me up with the white. Fill me up with that white light. When you ask for that, it's amazing what can happen. And when you start to set your food, you know, setting food, we can even do it like this. Holding this plate and saying, let this be of the highest vibration. And you just set it that way. And when you're not sure if you are allergic to foods, we're gonna leave that to the side. We're gonna add an egg to that in a moment. And now what we're going to do is I'm gonna take some of this grease out and we are going to fry up, let me put this aside. We're going to fry up the hamburger. And, okay. Now, let me get a little bowl to dump some of this grease out. And we've got the crock pot, so we're having breakfast in a second, but I am going to, there we go. I'm gonna dump some of this grease out. And wipe this out. Actually, this pan, I kind of like charred that other pan. That's okay. Okay, now we're going to turn this on and we are going to just add this hamburger, which is going to be for our chili. And let me get a spatula. There we go. And this pan is hot, so we are just going to add that in. So thanks for joining today. Today we are, so a lot of people are fasting. So if you're fasting, you know, you can just enjoy watching. Maybe you're not supposed to be looking at the meat even. However, we are talking about intermittent fasting. A great thing you can do. I start with a 16-hour one. That means it's pretty easy to do. You can, you know, the last meal is at 7 at night. Make it a small meal, 500 calories, some protein, maybe, you know, just some vegetables. And then wait till 10 or 11 in the morning. Eat another small meal. Do it 1 day a week. You will feel so good. And you really won't gain weight. And the rest of the week, you can, you know, just eat what you eat. And just add that one thing in. Add it in and see what happens. It's so nice to actually be in, you know, a relationship with food in a new way. And it's nice to not just shove food in our face all day long. Or just, you know, just to take a break. Our systems really need a break. You know, if you ever feel off at all, what I tend to do is I will then do a 24-hour or 36-hour. And if I do the 36-hour, I start the night, like, you know, I'll start after dinner, and then you go a day, and then a half. But I would just start with the 16. That is enough, or the 24. But if you do the intermittent fasting, it really resets. If you feel bad, don't eat. It's better not to eat. It's better to give your body a break. And you have to really, you know, good health, like we talked about the other day, is you got to be letting go. You got to be really letting go. If you are not letting go, you got to find a way to let go. Drink oil, you know, drink 369. There's a lot of things that you can do. And so a lot of people have a lot of problems, and it makes people foggy. If you have a foggy brain, that is a gut thing, and it's important that you let go. So today we are letting go, but you know, really calling in these higher vibrations, wearing kind of white to reflect, attracting that, bringing that good stuff into our life. So I would love to hear kind of, you know, what you are setting your water at with our Himalayan salt, and taste it. It is, you could feel the difference, you know, in our tissues. Let me just take a sip, cheers. In our tissues, we actually have little crystals. And when we drink salts, you know, it creates this field, this communication. And it helps us with our energy. We don't dip. And when your kids are playing sports, put a little bit of salt. You don't have to get the Gatorade then. You don't have to get all that sugar. And, you know, a lot of waters don't have that, especially even like reverse osmosis is such a great water. Okay. So here we're just browning the meat. You know, this is 2 pounds of, maybe 2.5 pounds actually of ground turkey. And that's a lot. And so we are going to be adding it to the crock pot. And I'm just going to let this cook a little bit. And what we're going to do is we are going to cut up the garlic. The garlic that is going to be going into that. And we're going to have a garlic. We're going to have 1 onion. We've got 4 cloves of garlic. We're going to add with that onion. And then we're going to have in that chili, we're going to have cumin, oregano, chili powder. You can put red chili flakes. There's a lot of chilies that people like to use. So here, this is looking good. And usually I will strain, you know, all the oil off and just get my strainer and then strain it into a bowl and add it to the other fat that I have so it does not go down the drain. Okay. And look at, how are we doing on time? It's 8:04. I think we started at 7:30. And today I'm going a little slower because my kids aren't in school. Since it is a holiday at my kids' school, or it's, you know, they just don't have school. So you're cutting the garlic. You know, chili is, try it. You know, a lot of people have to soak their beans. And what I like about Paleo Chili is it's gas-free. So, you know, it's great. And I don't really eat a lot of legumes. Sometimes I will have beans, but rarely. Okay. So now, here we go. We're almost done here. Here is our ground beef, and this is going to cook in the crock pot too. And I'm going to just strain that. Okay. Let me get the strainer. And then we are going to finish up with our sweet potato kind of cake thing and see how that comes out. Let's strain this, and here we go. And I'm just going to add this then right in here to the crock pot in the Ninja. So there we go. That seems like it's a lot of beef. And I'm just going to turn this on and actually I'm going to stir that a bit. I'm going to add the chili powder, the cumin, there we go, and the oregano. And I'm going to cook the garlic just a little bit, and I'm going to put a whole onion in. So I did not cut the onion ahead of time. I just, woke up late since there was no school. And here we go. We're just going to cut this onion, and then we'll have dinner cooking all day long. I love the smell of when dinner is cooking all day. Some people say they don't like the crock pot because the meat does not turn out well. I have not had that experience. So crock pots are great because a lot of times the slower you cook the food, the easier the food is to digest. And I'm just going to brown this a little bit. I would usually do it with the onion, but I'm just kind of doing what I'm doing today. Okay, and let me add a little bit of olive oil too. So today we've made the turmeric, which is great for decreasing inflammation. It is great for, there we go, the garlic looks perfect. I'm just going to add that right into the crock pot or the Ninja. I love the Ninja because it not only is a slow cooker, it is a stovetop, an oven. So when you have parties over, it's great because you got an extra oven if you don't have that double oven. And we were remodeling our house, so we actually that Ninja was awesome. And because eating out all the time, we all got stomach aches all the time. We all had stomach things going on because eating out. I should have been setting the food eating out, and I didn't. It was when you're living out of boxes or in hotels. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to add these onions and just caramelize them a little bit. And then I'm going to stir our chili in our crock pot, and then what we're going to do is start with this, finishing up with our sweet potatoes. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. This looks amazing. Let me get a spoon. Hey, I don't know what happened. We got bumped off. Maybe people are calling me. Okay, so all right. So that's the chili. I'm just sauteing these onions. And thanks for joining me this morning. I know we're going over, but a little bit, but that's fine because we're just finishing up. I'm going to add these onions to the crock pot, and then we'll be ready to do the the sweet potato cake. So here we go. We've got onions right here, and I'm gonna put that in the crock pot. That's gonna cook about 8 hours. Okay, now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna wipe this out. And I'm going to, there we go. I'm gonna wipe that out. Maybe too, what Facebook does is they bump you off after a certain amount of time. All right, so now we're making a sweet potato. It's like a frittata. So what that is, I have bacon, I have some parsley in this, and I am going to add an egg, and I am going to mash it all together and see how this tastes. And with this, I just kind of move it in with my hands, make it into like a patty, and then we are going to fry this thing up and see if it will, I don't know, I've never made this, so we're gonna see. So this is called a sweet potato cake. And so we're gonna make patties. I'm gonna move this aside. And here we go. We've got, this is egg, this is sweet potato, and it's kind of like a hamburger sweet potato. It's great for paleo. And you know, there's a little bit of bacon, but if you were actually a vegetarian, you could do this and not add the bacon. And it depends if you eat eggs though. And so we're gonna see if anyone eats this in my family. I will try it for sure and see how it tastes. All right. And this morning we did a lot of things. We actually made a Paleo Chili, and that has no beans in it. And we also did a Tumeric Golden Milk with turmeric, cumin, coconut milk. And now we're gonna fry this up and just see how this is. All right. Here we go. Now, we'll see. I have a slope on my floor, and so sometimes the oil doesn't get all over the place, doesn't coat the pan fully. I'm gonna turn that a little down, and we'll just fry up these few and see how this is. I have to say, I've made some amazing things with this paleo. I love the paleo banana. That was incredible. These are the sweet potatoes, bacon, a little bit of parsley. You can add some green onions if you like. I did not have those. But these are like a hamburger. It kind of looks like a crab cake. So I'm gonna add a few more. These actually look amazing. And you know, something that you don't do every day, it's kind of nice to mix up your cooking because it's the same old thing every day. And you know, I didn't even know I would like that banana pancake, and I could eat that every single morning. I could eat it every day. And Dexter loved it. He loves bananas. So he has been eating a lot of the leftovers. And so you just kind of cook these until they're, you know, it's like a hamburger, until they're kind of golden brown. And see, they look great. I'm gonna flip this one over here. Maybe just increase the heat a little bit. And you just don't need bread. And you then have, you know, a really great satisfying meal in the morning. Or you can actually do this for a snack. And there we go. So cheers again to the turmeric. This is so good. Coconut milk that's unsweetened. It's so rich and so tasty. So good. All right.
Now these don't take very long. Oh yeah, these look so good. And they are getting done. And here is, I'm just gonna stir to my chili back here. And then I'm gonna get my Ninja out. And that is ready to go. So let me get my spoon. Here is what the chili looks like. I'll bring it up close. So chili is great to do like on game day or whatever. So there you go. And get the Ninja out. 8 hours. The longer I cook things, the better. The better it is. So, and what I love to do too is make broths, like bone broths. Bone broths are so healing for your stomach. If you have any stomach issues, it's great. Let me just plug that in, and there we go. Put that on low, and that is ready to go. So dinner tonight. And we've got our sweet potato cake. They look like crab cakes. There we go. All right. So just to recap, we are setting our water. We have Himalayan salt in our water. That way you don't need electrolytes. You don't have to go get Gatorade. And when you drink water with salt, it charges the body. It gives it that extra charge, and you won't hit those lows. So drink your water, drink up and lube yourself, because when we're feeling bad most of the time, we're not drinking enough water. Here's the turmeric powder with coconut milk, a little tiny bit of maple syrup. It tastes amazing. And we made our chili that is in a crock pot for tonight. And here are our, let me just show you closer. Here we go. This is a sweet potato bacon with a little bit of parsley cake. And they're great for a snack. They're great for breakfast. And so thanks for joining. And we went over time, but it was just so nice to take my time this morning since my kids are not in school. So thanks for joining Pajamas and Pancakes. And call in the white today. Everyone, you know, a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people around the world are praying. They are meditating. They are fasting. We want to call in those high vibrations today, that white, and filling ourselves up with that white so that you can be here in a new way. Thanks. See you tomorrow at 7.